beautifully done by the Viet Cong player there.
So is that the first time KOTE touched this were wrong in their prediction?
Ready to.
Or one of the first times?
No, they've been wrong. They've been wrong a couple of times, but I don't think. But they were correcting well at the 60-40 side. But the interviews were
match up for me, I think. Very good deck of my opponent. Very fast with control the control of the table. Ember. Too much embers, and I don't know how to win, but I try. This is Keyforge. It's funny game. No. I'm ready to match, and I think we can start now. It's my opinion. Can. Who creates the game? Okay, use a time limit. Yep. And show hands to spectators. Yep. Thanks. Okay. This is Slim Slam Snuggles game. Okay, but maybe another naming for game.
Yeah. About this matchup, so I think the opponent is quite strong for us. Excuse me. Yeah, the opponent is quite strong for us, and myself. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm living in Vietnam, and yeah, I'm about 23 now. I'm a student, and yeah, it's nothing much about me. I think so. About my deck, so it's gonna quite heavy about the board, and and it's similar to my opponent too. I think so. And he has more yeah, I forgot about he can I thought it was lost connect. Yeah, okay. We both is the rush and verdict, I think so. And but he has more tool to I don't. Yeah, surely don't. I think I will try my best to finish this game and to try to bring my team to the next round. Yeah, I don't really use trash talk map very much, so go play and have fun. Just that.
Okay, so last but not least, the red players' decks from today's matchup. On the left side, deck from the red player, from the Russian Smiths, and on the right side, we see a deck from Viet, Niffle, Kongs. So maybe you could start, Robic. Penitent, Emberheart, Elianus? Elianus. Yeah, Elianus. From the Russian Smiths.
Yeah, so you can see the Let the Body scores the combo right away with the Blood Money part 2. There is also the Gangar Chieftain and Lomir the Flame Fist with the War Drummer, as well as Double Sherman Pile of Skulls, so the great Brobner package, which is able to as well as control the Amber, control the board, and generate some sort of a great amount. On the logo side, we see triple Effervescent Principle and also the Help for Future Self with the Time Travel. Therefore, there's the effervescent principle will be available maybe probably most of the game, because even if you use all of our free principles, then we can just shuffle them back into the deck. To complete the efficiency, you see also the mother and the phase shift, and what is really funny about this deck is that probably will be discarding those dexters to empower our glorious few. And the Sanctum is pretty standard. We see the double terms of redress and the ability to capture with the Francos and take hostages and the Sekis, which is great, but because when we cowards end, then we can give you back the Ember and Lomir this Ember as well. So pretty good and standard deck, I feel like, and let's see once on Viet Niffle Kong's side.
So basically what I see here when looking at this matchup is my superior creature count, because I have 3 more creatures than your side. Also, you won't be playing this Dexter, but I would get to it later why. And I see the first card here on this list, it's Smith, so I'm pretty pretty excited what's left in this deck, because this first card is really good. And then when I look down, Pile of Skulls, one of my favorite artifacts from Brobnar, a lot of big guys like Fire Spitters, Headhunters, Trolls. I see War Chest, so I would probably be fighting a lot. I see War Song to give me some more money than for fighting. So combined with War Chest, this could be huge. Also, War Drummer, if ever my creatures were have some damage, I could just heal them with War Drummer and then put them back, especially with Bumpsy. I would love to do this. But on the other side, I'm not sure about fighting with these Fire Spitters, because then you could just answer me with Coward Sand and thank me for putting this damage pips on your creatures to save them. Of course, you have a big Sanctum here, so this Bulwark, Francus, Guardians, Sequises, and Staunch Knights won't probably take any damage from Fire Spitters. And I have a really nice response for all your Logos, because Curiosity kills every Logos creature in your deck. But and that's why you are not playing this deck, because you don't want to mess up with your efficiency. But unfortunately, this Glorious Few could hit me hard if I go with too much board and you control your board. I could get hit with this Glorious Few, and then I would be in trouble. But actually, I have Ether Spider here, so unless you take him out, I would be keeping all your embers safe from you. And my maybe greatest house here in this deck is Untamed, Double Hunting Witch, Witch of the Eye, Flaxia, and Inca the Spider, and all of these creatures could be played once again with Nature's Call, and I could just ensure that they stay on the board with Nocturnal Maneuver, so I could just exhaust all your creatures that could actually take them down. I could just lose them in the woods, and of course I could play my Curiosity to kill all your Logos creatures. This mass I said only about Ether Spider, but we have double soft landings and a Squawker. Soft landing in this deck is not so premium. You could always play Blipip after soft landing. You could always play Mother Gun after soft landing, but that's actually it. Maybe Ixli Marauder or Ixlix Dominator just to unstun it and capture some member from you. But I don't see any synergies here with this soft landing, and this Squawker is actually better because I could get my 1 ember from it and then maybe reap for another. So overall, I believe that I would be rushing, you will be trying to control me with your superior effervescent principles, and you would try to rush in your own way with this glorious view, but I would say that this would be an even match, because I don't see any strengths and weaknesses to be used by both sides. So, what do you think?
Yeah, it's some sort of a race. When you'll be generating, I'll try to control the Ember and deal with the chains, because the effervescence gives chains, and also the cards and gives chains. So it will be definitely a little bit of a draw dependent, and also you need to pilot it well from both sides to win. So I'm definitely excited to see the players battle.
Cool. So we could say that this is a coin toss, and from the deck side, of course, because skill is what matters in this game most. So let's just watch the game and see how it goes.
And we're unmuted. So here we are for the final game. Very close when Can't Touch this, as you saw, 50-50. Anyone's game on a 1-1 split.
So this is the second version of this game because one was disconnected. That game is up on YouTube, and a standard KOTE turn 1 from Saga here with the mother. But then we're going to see a Phylaxia. If they hadn't played a creature here, that would have been a 6 amber turn off the Phylaxia. So Saga here doing some essentially preventing the check on turn 1. We see a strong logos hand for Saga, so we're going to see the effervescent principle, and we're going to see Mother counteract the key to that chain, Titan Mechanic, and we're going to see the Pocket Universe. Pocket Universe can decide games. People really get struggling there.
I'm not so sure it's as good as people you make out, but you're normally right and I'm normally wrong, so maybe I should be quiet.
In IRL, in real life, yes, Pocket Universe not as strong. People will remember it in real life. On TCL, it is very easy to overlook.
That's fair. That is fair.
So we see a phase shift coming in from Saga, putting down the loot the bodies, and then a fight from Titan Mechanic, a fight from Mother. So you're allowing for amber generation and for control to gain some amber from that as well. And we've got loot the bodies, grenade snub, lion fist, sound the horns. Very nice Brognar packages from both teams here.
Wash your mouth out. Nice Brockner from both teams.
Having a stacked Mars board, but the irradiated amber not going to get any value anytime soon.
Sound the Horns has come through, going through an awful lot of cards in this deck.
Oh, definitely. Saga has got amazing efficiency already at the bottom of the deck thanks to Sound the Horns. Just means that it's got nice cycling, and we're going to get to see the decks coming through. Because you got to, I believe there's a time travel in this deck as well. Now look at this. Go on.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Now look at some Saga's hand. He's got a Ganga Chieftain, a Relentless Assault, and a Coward's End. So we saw the Nocturnal Maneuver, but the Ganga Chieftain and the Relentless Assault could be used to ready up some creatures here. Uses Relentless Assault, Grenade Snub, readies up Lion Fist, roots the Lion Fist, and we're seeing now that Saga is in complete control. 0 amber for Pebble thanks to the pile of skulls. A full hand of Sanctum.
You don't see that very often.
Thanks to the Pocket Universe here, the Radiant Amber doesn't really get any kind of value because it's just going to keep siphoning Amber onto this Pocket Universe. Doesn't play the Blip or the Squawker. Very interesting there. Holding them on as extra chains, it feels a bit weird. And now Saga just dropping down everything. Sees the irradiated Amber's gone, doesn't have to fear that. and just slams the entire hand down. Take hostages, terms of redress, puts terms of redress onto Sanctum Guardian, and Glorious Few getting no value this game. Glorious Few, of course, being if your opponent has more creatures than you, gain 1 for each
Yeah.
creature. At this point, Sanga does not have any less creatures.
So that's the first key
Lost in
forge.
the Woods pass. Yellow key goes to Sanga. Pahala gets up to 4 amber, and then we see a Sanctum turn with a Reap, discards Glorious Few, Inspiration, Reap again, just pushing for the second key straight away. Combat Thermal's coming up. Mother Gun gonna get rid of that Flame Fist, putting Pahala on check, drops the blip, squawkers the blip. Fights it to prevent the amber being taken away. Unfortunately, Effortless Principle is there, ready to go. Pocket Universe away, lose 1 for Effortless Principle. Pahel loses 4 from there. He loses 3, meaning that there's nowhere near forging and solid control. And now double take hostages again coming out. This is Hunting Witch comes down, Ink of the Spider comes. Very nicely done. Combat Pheromones to use the Mother Gun, which will allow them to do some extra damage to the Ganga Chieftain. Stuns Francis, because Francis has when a creature is destroyed in combat with Francis, it's able to capture 1. But the double take hostages and the Staunch Knight into the Hunting Witch is going to stop that key again. Captures 3 amber from the double take hostages and the pile of skulls. Soft landing. Plays Think Drone off the soft landing. Plays the Ether Spider. Ether Spider, very powerful card, but not too powerful. Doesn't do any damage, and they have big creatures. Uses the Think Drone to archive the Ether Spider. Saga coming in with the second forge, with the second key on the blue. Archiving the Ether Spider, very interesting play. It does allow for basically it allows for the fact that they don't need to fight the Ether Spider. They can just re-pop, ready to go.
But
And look at this hand from Saga.
Oh.
It's a Brobnar turn coming in. We've got a Smith. We're going to see a Gauntlet of Command into Flame, into Fire Spitter. Doesn't do much thanks to armor. Play Smith, gets to 1 amber. And now we're just going to see the Brobnar turn. They're coming down. This is going to be brutal. The entire board gets stunned, but it doesn't matter because the entire board's about to disappear. Blood Money on Think Drone. Grenade Snub comes down.
Oh, Jesus.
Plays loot the bodies. Discards the Tremor. There we go. Then the Grenade Snub. Relentless Assault onto 3 big boys. 2 big boys and a Grenade Snub. Loot the bodies. Captures. Get into so much capture as well. And that readies up the Grenade Snub as well, thanks to the final bit of Relentless Assault, putting the amber up to 7. However, Troll, Bumpsy knocks it down to 6, and then the Gauntlet Command into the Grenade Snub, because there's no amber there. Oh no, fights Troll into Sanctum again, interesting. Captures onto Bumpsy, and then uses the Watchers to gain an extra 1, and that takes Saga off the key. But the Viet Cong's in a very difficult position here. Pocket Universe is used to capture again. There's the Time Traveler out of nowhere. Discards Efforts and Principle, and then is going to be a phase shift into Terms of Redress. Just to get an extra amber again. The War Drummer doesn't do anything here, thanks to mainly due to the fact that it passes the amber back over. There's 1 amber in Pocket Universe. I don't think there's anything that can be really done here. If there was a non-Brobnar creature down on Pearl's side, they may have a chance thanks to the pile of skulls, but they physically can't get the amber down low enough. And I think I think they know it's over because they didn't even play the war song before going into the fights. And there it is. Sanga comes in with the red key, wins 3-0. I do urge you to go look at the lost game that we put onto YouTube, because it is a completely different story in that lost game, and it was only due to a TCO disconnect and that game was lost, which is a shame because that was a very close game. And there we go. The Russian Smiths take that 2-1.
Wow, I mean,
And
what
that is
can you
not
say?
me. That is a